Okay, real talk. You made a fresh Gmail account, sent your first few emails, and they all landed in spam like you're some kind of scammer. Frustrating, right? And it gets even harder when you're managing more than one inbox because now you're juggling work accounts, personal accounts, client accounts, and outreach accounts all from the same device. That's exactly what this video fixes. I'm going to walk you through step by step how to warm up your Gmail accounts properly and how to keep work, personal, and client accounts separated into their own environments, fully handheld. Even if you've never done any of this before, you'll be able to repeat it after watching once. Watch until the end, and I'll show you a practical setup for warming Gmail accounts, plus how to claim 2 gigabytes of free proxies so you can get started with a cleaner setup and less risk. First, let's define what warming actually means. Warming up an inbox means slowly building trust with Gmail before sending larger email volumes. That's important because Gmail decides where your email lands before it even reads the subject line. It looks at your sending history, engagement, and how recipients interacted with your previous emails. A brand new inbox has no history at all, so Gmail plays it safe and often sends those emails straight to spam. Now here's where multiple inboxes change the picture. Managing multiple inboxes is completely normal for agencies, freelancers, marketers, and businesses handling separate projects or clients. The challenge is keeping those environments organized and consistent so activities from one workflow don't interfere with another. So, what makes one browsing environment different from another? Two things matter most: your browser fingerprint. Think of it as your browser's ID card. It's a collection of details like fonts, screen resolution, language settings, time zone, and hardware information. The second is your IP address, essentially the network address your internet connection uses when visiting websites. When multiple inboxes share the exact same setup, platforms can often recognize similarities between those environments. Step 1. Define your setup. How many inboxes are you managing? Are you using free Gmail accounts or Google Workspace? Here's the honest answer. Free Gmail works fine for light usage, but typically supports roughly 100 to 500 emails per day and doesn't provide the same level of domain authentication options available to Workspace users. If you're running serious outreach or business email, Google Workspace is usually the better choice. Before doing anything else, write down how many inboxes you need and what purpose each one serves. Step 2. Authenticate first. Before warming anything, configure SPF, DKIM, and DMARC. These are DNS records that verify your emails really come from your domain and haven't been modified or forged during delivery. Without authentication, even perfectly warm inboxes can struggle with deliverability. Why does this work? Because authentication is one of the first things receiving mail servers check before evaluating sender behavior. Pass authentication, and you've already cleared the first hurdle. Here's a quick example. Imagine an agency manager warming 5 client inboxes from her normal Chrome. Same fingerprint, same IP across all 5. Within days, 2 hit verification walls. Those confirm it's really you screens that block access and got linked. This next step is what she skipped. Step 3. Choose your proxy. A proxy acts as an intermediary connection between your browser profile and the internet, allowing each environment to use its own network identity and settings. There are 3 main types: data center proxies, server-based connections that are inexpensive and fast; residential proxies, connections associated with real household internet providers that tend to appear more natural for everyday browsing; mobile proxies, connections that use mobile carrier networks and are generally the most expensive option. The trade-off is simple. Residential proxies cost more and may be slower than data center options, but many users prefer them for consistency and realism. Step 4. The anti-detect browser. Basically, a browser built to hide that ID card. They typically do 3 things. They create separate browser profiles, they isolate cookies and sessions between profiles, and they allow you to assign an individual proxy to each environment. You can use whichever tool you prefer. I'm using GoLogin because it's beginner friendly and easy to configure. Here's exactly how I set it up. Alright, let me show you exactly how I set this up in GoLogin. Open the app. You'll see your dashboard, a list of profiles with an Add Profile button in the top right corner. Click it, name the profile after the inbox it's for so you don't mix them up. Find the proxy section and paste in the host, port, username, and password from your proxy provider. Here's the part people usually overthink. You generally don't need to manually configure time zone or language settings because GoLogin automatically adjusts those values based on the proxy configuration. Finally, click Run. A browser window opens, and that's now your dedicated environment for that inbox. Why does this work? Because each account operates inside its own consistent workspace with separate sessions, cookies, and network settings. Troubleshooting tip: if the profile fails to launch, double check your proxy credentials and confirm the proxy is active. Step 5: verify everything using iphey.com. With your browser profile open, visit iphey.com. Ideally, you want to see a healthy and trustworthy result. Check three things. First, your IP location matches the proxy location. Second, your time zone matches your IP location. Third, WebRTC isn't exposing unexpected network information. Why does this matter? Because consistency between these signals helps avoid configuration issues before you even sign into Gmail. Step 6: the actual warm up process. Never skip this. Now, inside that profile, log into Gmail and move slowly. Start with around 5 to 20 emails per day sent to real recipients who are likely to open and reply. Gradually increase volume over 3 to 4 weeks until you're comfortably reaching around 50 emails per day. Avoid running major campaigns during the warm up period. Treat warming and outreach as separate phases. If you're using your own domain, monitor your reputation using Google Postmaster Tools. A healthy reputation score by around week 3 is a good sign you're moving in the right direction. Why does this work? Because opens, replies, and genuine engagement are the trust signals email providers value most. Increase volume too quickly and deliverability suffers. Increase it gradually and your reputation grows naturally. Now let me bust the myths that get beginners flagged. A lot of people think warm up tools with big inbox networks are all the same. In reality, the quality of engagement matters far more than the quantity. Real human interactions almost always outperform automated ones. Myth number 2: once you're warmed up, you can immediately send unlimited volume. In reality, high bounce rates and sudden spikes can undo weeks of progress. Keep your lists clean and increase volume gradually. Myth number 3: separate inboxes automatically mean separate environments. Reality: good organization comes from maintaining consistent and dedicated setups for each workflow. So, what changes for your situation? If you're warming one inbox instead of several, here's what changes. You can skip the parallel profiles but still use one clean proxy so you're not warming from a flagged IP. And if you're a team sharing inboxes, here's what changes. Use GoLogin's profile sharing so teammates work inside the isolated profile, never from their own browser, just once. Quick decision rules. Save these. If Gmail asks for additional verification on a new inbox, slow down your sending pace and continue warming gradually. If Postmaster reports a low reputation score, review bounce rates and recent sending increases. If deliverability suddenly drops, Review your authentication records and recent changes in volume. And if an inbox gets flagged right after setup, check your proxy class and switch to a cleaner residential or mobile IP. Let's recap. Gmail filters new accounts by default and links accounts that share a setup. So, define your inboxes, authenticate first, give each one its own residential proxy and isolated GoLogin profile. Verify green on Iphey, then warm up slowly while watching Postmaster. That's how you land in inboxes instead of spam across every account. If you'd like to replicate this setup, use my link in the description or pinned comment to get 40% off and claim the included 2 gigabits of free proxies. That's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and see you in the next one.